All right, so the recording has started. So objective 6, that is going to be opportunities and pitfalls of digital media and the internet. You guys see my screen?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, opportunities and pitfalls of digital media and the internet. So, basically, um, what we've been looking at so far is that there's a lot of benefits basically to digital media. There's a lot of advantages in that businesses and organizations can make use of. So, today we're going to be looking more specifically at those advantages, and at the same time, we're going to be looking at the disadvantages. So, what is this font? Cody. Yeah, so first we're going to look at the opportunities. Um, all right, Arima, you want to read the first one?
All right, no problem. Okay, A, right?
Um, no, you can
Or
go.
technical
You can go
advantage.
from opportunities.
Oh my God, there's so many.
No, that's the first one.
Um, Connections, branding. That one.
No, under opportunity.
Okay, okay, yeah. Technological advancements in its use for business and personal life, allowing for persons to be more in touch and business to network or use technical features. Newer technologies, software, and hardware applications make it now possible to just do just about anything through the use of digital media and the internet.
Good. So, what is the opportunity here? What is the benefits? You can give some examples.
Like working from home, that could be one. Like if you didn't had all these advancements with like these like Google Meet and Zoom and all these things, or even like sharing of files and so on, it wouldn't be possible to work from home. So that gives you some advantage there.
Good. So basically, it allows you to do certain things that you don't have to be like physically in person anymore. You can do it over the internet. So digital media allows you to do that. So technological advancement. You're allowed to. You're not limited to a particular location. You're not limited to a particular device or so on anymore. You're not limited to a particular method of doing something. Anything else?
Not really. I can't think of any right now.
So, as the first line mentioned, it allows persons to be more in touch, businesses to network, use technical features. So now friends and families, they can communicate. Businesses, it's much more easier for them to communicate, for them to network, for them to collaborate with each other. It's much more easier for you to get somebody to sponsor you. It's much more easier for you to advertise. It's much more easier for you to make a website. Because look, we can easily go to Google site. We can easily go to Wix, and we can make a website. We don't need to hire anybody. We could go on YouTube, research how to make a website, how to do certain things, and we can easily carry out those tasks today. So it gives us the opportunity to basically advance in what we're doing. All right. So if no other comments on that one, we're going to move on to connections. Um, Shanti, do you have your guide?
Yes, I do.
All right. You can read that one.
Connections allow persons to use networking via social media channels to link up with individuals, allowing for shared common interests to be developed and experiences shared. Example Match.com, Harmony.com, etc. are such dating sites that promotes interpersonal relationships meeting place. Use of social media applications like Kik, MySpace, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat are becoming more and more popular to be used by younger users of the internet to communicate. How are our students linking up to connect for digital media in our schools, country, or the wider Caribbean region?
Good. So, comments. How is digital media giving us connections? What is
Yes, how? Because y'all don't like share y'all Wi-Fi passwords. How are we supposed to link or communicate?
data?
It said how is the schools,
The labs have internet connection.
but y'all don't share it. You gotta go to the lab.
Well, that's the limitation there. So it's available. Internet
It's
con-
not.
the internet connection is available, but you guys don't want to follow the procedure to make it available to you.
But technically, then we got asked y'all for permission to go in the lab, and then y'all don't want we in the lab, and then so
Certain people.
okay. Just like how you pull yourself out of that, but yeah,
At least I was never the one that chased you.
you gave no backup, don't sir, no backup.
Certain things can be backed up. Yes. So, connections. What is the advantages of connections? How is it being make use of today? How is it being taken advantage of today?
Students use it for like research, and they use resources from like all over the place.
Good.
They use it to keep in touch with their teachers, like WhatsApp.
Good. When you don't understand an assignment, you go and message somebody that some previous student from another year and ask them about it, so they can share their experience on the assignment, on the IA and this part, and you can get an idea. How would
Yeah, and
how
teachers also distribute work online.
good? How would businesses and other organizations make use of connections?
They connect with their customers like online websites. They get feedback from them online.
Good. All right, great. So that's it for connections. We have an idea on the advantages there. Brandon, Arima.
Yeah. Branding is afforded by digital media by use of the internet to encourage and allow businesses, including organizations, the significant opportunity to boost their products or services and make these marketable to persons both locally, regionally, and internationally. Brand Caribbean products and services are fetching higher demand in the regional and international marketplace.
Good. Comments. Advantages. How are they making use of it? How are businesses and organizations branding themselves, and how is that helping them? How are they using digital media to brand themselves?
What do you mean by branding themselves? Like putting themselves out there, or just like
Yes,
a
I would assume they mean marketing themselves.
yeah. Well, with social media and everything relating to connections and so on, you just put your stuff out there, put your product, your service, what you do, and people who are interested will be able to get onto you and
Yeah,
get your
but like
product.
specific examples using digital media.
I can't think of any products, but oh, it had this I don't know who did it, but it's like a package where you have local snacks being made, like those long time snacks,
Mm-hmm.
and it have it in a package, like, so you have like these varieties that you can choose from, and if they put themselves out there, they will be able to, or people will be able to find them, because it kind of is in demand in some areas, but to get it is not, it's very hard. So with digital media now, it's easier for people to connect to them and get on to them to get their products.
Yes, but you still haven't answered the question. What specific digital media? How are they using? Which digital media are they using to brand themselves, and how, where, when, why? The easiest one, social media, Facebook. Don't just the persons when they have a product. They don't even create a Facebook page. They have their own personal account. They would use their own personal account and share it to Amazon. Sorry, Facebook Marketplace. Don't they do that? To brand themselves.
I don't know. I don't be on social media.
Yes. Well, Facebook has a whole section called Facebook Marketplace. It's basically like Amazon, whereby you could see local items to Guyana. It's structured that way. You could see local items for Guyana. Persons can literally go to Facebook Marketplace and put up a product to sell. And it would be shown to everybody on this one platform. So that's one way they can brand themselves. Social media, Facebook allows that. We know Instagram has Instagram business. WhatsApp has WhatsApp business. So social media is one way they can brand themselves. What other ways can they brand themselves? What about
How about billboards?
billboards? Are we looking more
Flyers.
at
No, it wouldn't be flyers.
digital media?
Those digital billboards. Those TV, the big screen TV thing.
Okay, good. So those, yeah, the digital ones, good. Somewhere went on it. I think they set up a new one. Can't remember. It was weird. So digital, is it 1L or 2L? Billboards.
There's also those pop-up ads.
Good. So that one I was thinking about, pop-up ads, um, YouTube ads, and so on. Even in-app ads. So like when you're playing a game, when you're watching YouTube, you would get a ad. So that's one way of marketing yourself. If you go to your email, sometimes you might see ads inside of your email. If you go,
Spam.
yes, if you go on certain websites, you would see ads there also. So all of those are methods there of basically branding yourself using digital media, online ads and things like that. All right, good. So value added. Who has to read this one?
I'm guessing me.
I think so.
Value added allows for digital media to be used to enhance products through innovative marketing, advertisements, and graphics. So social media campaign, etc. This in turn increases the work for goods and services that those companies or individuals must offer to the market.
All right. So this is basically um, what we've covered so far. That we're using various forms of digital media to basically market ourselves, and by marketing ourselves, we basically get value to our product. The company gets value, and so on. This in turn increases the worth of the goods, and those companies, individuals, was off to the market goods. So, adds value to the product, the company, and so on. All right. So next one, follow up.
Follow up is a tremendous giving for digital media and the internet being used allowing for each online point of contact the potential to have further interaction and networking between users. This allows for persons to see interest being shown on the internet to allow people to share common interests among themselves.
Good. So the advantage, the opportunity, and examples.
Sir, I mean, even understand why I read.
Well, try read it over again and see if you gather anything from it. Online point of contact. So,
Wouldn't that be like what I said earlier with feedback? Like companies can give a section where they can give feedback on the products
very good.
to
So
see what customers like or not.
good. So that's follow up.
Would it be like TikTok when I asked you, no, it's TikTok? No, YouTube when I asked you if they like this video or not and they can recommend more? I think
Right.
TikTok can put it too.
Yeah. Yep. So they follow up. They ensure that you're okay with the service. You're enjoying the service. You enjoy your what they're basically doing, so that they can know if they can continue that way, or if they would basically have to change. Good. Um, Anything else?
WhatsApp asks you to rate their video calls and stuff, don't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you can give them
Or the quality,
ideas.
how it's working out.
Right. Um, Now, what was I gonna ask? So follow up can go both ways. In that, follow up could be in that you're trying to allow the customer basically to give their opinion, to give their understanding of how the product or service is working, their idea, their feelings towards it, so that you can have a better understanding. And it could be the other way, that the company now is sharing their appreciation. Because like sometimes when you buy an item, um, they will reach out to you like a week after or a couple days after, and they say thank you, we appreciate you showing what's the word, interest in our company, and basically buying the product from our company, and they tell you thank you and so on, and they want to show you appreciation by basically maybe the next purchase they might give you 10% off and things like that. So they've tried to follow up with you in that way, so that they can keep you as a customer also. So digital media allows you to follow up basically much more easier. So what are the methods they use to follow up though? That's the question. How do they follow up with the customer?
Methods? Would that be like surveys?
Survey. How do they share the survey? What digital media do they use to share that survey?
Don't some of them have it like on their platforms and it's be like a multiple choice question or something? Or this they have to do like arrange?
Mm. So what I'm asking is like, how would they show you this feedback? How would you access this feedback? So that would
It
usually,
pops up.
yeah. So they might message you over WhatsApp. They might message you over Facebook. They might message you through email and say that how so. Like for instance, every time you buy from Amazon or certain other websites, they would email you and tell you information about the product or the service, ask you how you feel about it, and so on. So they would use email to mostly do that. Um, Allows for persons to see interest being shown on the internet to allow people to share comments. For sure, for sure. Yeah. All right. So next we have dynamic discussion. I think that's Shanti.
Dynamic discussions allow for persons on the internet or using its services with digital media applications to share ideas with colleagues, friends, and families on a range of issues or topics. These allow for views to be shared, getting collaborative discussions and feedback from stakeholders. Example, Vox Pop during newscast, where questions are posted and persons asked to give feedback using social media.
Good. Comments?
So basically, Twitter and like a comment section
You could say
or Reddit.
a Reddit. Yeah, more like a forum where they have more of a community, a structured community.
And the conversation goes multiple ways
hmm
for inputs.
So it allows them to share their views and collaborate. Collaborate. Yes. Um, Collaborate, share views, collaborate, and offer feedback. Yeah. So persons with digital media today we can access persons that basically have similar interests as us. So if for instance maybe we only like a specific field in science that there's not much person in Guyana who has that particular interest in science. Um, Not science in general, but like a specific area in science. Then you don't have to feel alone that Guyana doesn't have these types of persons. You could reach out to a community online that has persons that have this interest. And they would freely communicate with you. They would freely share their ideas, their thoughts, their interests, what they're currently working on. I might even be willing to collaborate on you for any future projects and so on. So digital media allows us to do that. Um, Product enhancing.
Yes, product enhancement is like value added. The use of digital media and the internet to increase the appeal of a product or service has in the market to its consumers or intended buyers.
All right, so that's straightforward, right? To increase the appeal of the product or service in the market to its consumers. Good. Digital citizenship.
Refers to any person that makes the use of information technology to better get involved in engagement in politics and government. These persons are interested to use internet both regularly and quite effectively. With good digital citizenship, a person understands how their daily actions have an effect on our digital society, and as such, must be careful not to take part or condone any unethical behavior that may not only impact them but others.
Yes. So do you guys understand anything from that?
Is it like if you bought out the government or something, or say something on social media when you're supposed to say?
Mm, that's basically something in line with it. Don't
Sure.
take away quite. Yeah, go ahead.
What about, isn't it like community guidelines? Is it something like that?
Mm, not. It's in line with it. All right. So we're gonna come across a few terms. I think there's an entire objective on these terms. Um, but basically, we're gonna come across some terms like what are the terms? Digital native and digital immigrants, and then we have digital citizenship. So, what is a native? Forget about digital media. What is a native? If you say somebody's a native, what does that mean?
They are original to the country. They were born here.
They're original to the country.
Yeah, like the barn and grow the
Good. So they belong to that country.
Country?
Yeah, Shanti.
In the digital country? What?
We're talking with I said forget about digital media.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention. Sorry.
So what does native mean?
Oh, I see. I see where that born in a country came from.
Oh, yeah.
So what was I saying? Yeah, so as Arima mentioned, the word native basically meaning that you belong to somewhere. You grew up in this particular, you're born in this particular village, particular country. So you're a native of that area. You belong to that area. You are originated from that area. So that's what native means. Now, in digital media, we have a term, um, digital native. And that simply means that a person who grew up or who originated, who was born in this digital era. So basically, they grew up with technology. As soon as they were born, they had a cell phone in their hand, they had a tablet in their hand. Were any of you like that?
So basically,
No.
this generation and the older generation.
Right. So basically, you can say basically anybody born from 2010 and onward, they can be considered a digital native. In other countries, it might be earlier. Might be like for instance America, it might be from 2000 and onward. Because remember they have more access to technology. But for us, technology wasn't that common. The everyday person didn't get access to technology much later in the 2000s. So maybe like 2005 to 2010. So I would usually say like roughly from 2010 in Guyana. Basically, anybody born from that point onward, you can call them a digital native. You can call some persons from 2000 also. But basically, the idea is that once you grew up with technology, you're accustomed to technology. All you know is technology. You know how to use a computer, you know how to use a phone, a tablet. Nobody had to teach you. You just grew up with this understanding of how to use it. Then you can be considered a digital native. So are you guys a digital native?
No.
No, we migrate. We're immigrants.
So I'm glad you said that. So you seen the picture that we have in here now. So what is an immigrant now?
Someone that was recently introduced to digital media.
Right. So the immigrant now is somebody that wants to get into this area. So the native is going to be like persons who grew up in America, and then we want to go over to America, so we're now going to be immigrants. So similarly, um, we have a lot of older generation persons who did not get a chance to grow up with technology, but they're seeing all of the latest phones and tablets and so on. So what they want is to now use it. And as they're now adopting technology, they're now going to be called digital immigrants. Obviously, they can't be a native because they didn't grow up with it, but they still have the possibility to gain citizenship. Basically, they have the possibility to gain citizenship and thus becoming immigrants or belonging to that area, basically. So, immigrants are basically persons who are going to be adopting the technology, making use of the technology. Now, this is where we're coming back to the term digital citizenship. Digital citizenship is basically referring to persons who are making use of technology. And that's basically it. They're making use of technology. So um, you're citizens of this era that is all about technology. And but these persons, they have a responsibility. So that's where the paragraph mentions that they have a responsibility as to how they are using this technology. So it's just like a citizen of any country. There is rules and laws that you must follow. So like, for instance, if we migrate to America, we have to follow the rules of America. Similarly, persons who migrate to the digital era, they have to follow the rules and guidelines basically. So persons who now start using Facebook, now start using Twitter, now start using YouTube, they have to follow the rules and guidelines. They can't just go on and post whatever they want. They can't just go on and message whoever they want and things like that and type in whatever they feel like. They have to follow the rules and guidelines. So basically, those who are migrating, you can see, they have the responsibility of carrying out good digital citizenship. In that, they must obey the laws and rules of the digital world and basically use it properly, use it effectively, use it ethically, basically. That's what's meant by digital citizenship. Any questions or comments?
No.
Nope.
They must consider the ethical issues. Good. Let me remove this here. And so digital footprint. Who has that one?
Me. Digital footprint has become a major concern. This is the trail that one leaves when data is created while using the internet or with devices that has access to the internet. The simple act of sending an email, taking or making a phone call, using one's debit or credit card, using a web service, etc., are all actions that creates this trail of your actions or activities. This data trail can be used by persons to create a profile of you and understand your actions or movements and take advantage of this.
Good. So what is your digital footprint? And what is the advantage of it? We're looking at the advantage first.
I think I have an example that happened. I was looking up different styluses for, like my devices, and I was, looking through different websites and looking at different ones. And eventually, when I go to do my work in other websites, like I'm researching my stuff, these ads keep popping up with styluses. So I think that could be like
So in simple words, what is your digital footprint? That was an example of it. But what is it basically?
It's like your traces of what you have been doing online.
Right.
Yeah.
So the actions that you would have carried out over the internet. So what you're doing basically online. That's your digital footprint. So basically where you are walking on the internet and what you're doing on the internet, that's being traced. Now, is there any advantage to this? Because remember we're looking at the opportunities. Is there an advantage to that?
Well, my situation was kind of an advantage because like it encouraged me to want to buy a stylus. So yeah, well, it gave me more opportunities to look for one more suitable. So if you think of it, like if you're looking for a particular product, um, and people are tracing you, like these ads, they would try to look for what you have been doing or what you've been looking for and kind of like recommend similar items.
Good. There's a specific name for that. Do you guys know what that is? For that particular technique.
Is it tracking?
Yeah. Another word to that. Two words. So that's going to be ad tracking. So ad tracking is basically tracking your digital footprint, but because they're tracking you, what they can do now is that they can try to understand you. They can try to see that, look, you have an interest in this particular device, you have an interest in something of its sort. And what they're going to do, they're going to target you with a particular ad that you are going to be more interested in, that you are more likely to click on this ad. So that's one advantage there of having a digital footprint. They can serve you information that basically relates to you more, that you would want to see more basically. And that's kind of the reason why companies sell your information, why they sell your data, why they sell your search history. Because the advertisers, they want to basically offer you targeted ads, ads that you would be interested in. So, but in order for them to know what you're interested in, they have to get your digital footprint. They have to get your activities that you're doing on the internet. So, they would reach out to these other companies,
But that's
and
kind of creepy.
yes, it is. It very much is. And that's why the whole world has a big issue with it. All the governments and so on. They're trying to um, put a stop to it. That's why you would notice, like for instance, if you go on a website, let me see if it's gonna work.
Recently, I saw them Ob6 and the box, if they can track you to give you some
Right. 'Cause
card
that was a
thing.
new law that came out a while back that you have to ask these persons now. Look, so this here cookies. So this here is what each website. You ever notice this? Every website you go on, they're asking you this question.
Yeah, but I never knew that as well. What is it?
I'm not sure what is the law, but basically, or what is the title, but basically, cookies are basically your actions on the internet, and or your actions on a particular website. So this is what they would give to show what information you're basically doing. Now, by accepting the cookies, you're basically saying that how the website is allowed to track you. So this site uses cookies to store information on your device. Some cookies are essential to make this site work. Others help improve your experience. Your cookie settings can be modified. So basically, it's like ad tracking. They know what you click on, they know what you were typing in, and so on, so they can better serve you particular items that you'll be interested in. Now, going back to the law basically said that you're not allowed to just track the person just like that. You're not supposed to just be keeping all this information. But what they did basically, the companies argued back that it's an advantage to the person instead of us, because if you think about it, it really is an advantage that instead of them giving you like random ads that you might not even want to look at, that might not even interest you, then why don't we use the information that we're collecting and serve them targeted ads? So I think during the court session or whatever session they had, they would have argued back that. So I think they came up with a solution whereby the government basically told them that you have to let persons know that every time they go in on the website, either they have to indicate whether they are opting in for this kind of service, whether they're going to accept this tracking or not. So by selecting accept all cookies, you're basically accepting to all of that. But what you can do, um, they're supposed to be giving you an option to not accept anything. But basically, they make it very hard for you to not accept. So basically, you would have to go into manage cookies and then ensure everything is deselected like this here. But notice this one says always active. So that one we can't deselect and then accept. So notice this one here, they make it clear, accept all. So if I click on that, that's going to turn on each one of them. So they try to make accepting everything much easier. But the option to not accept, they try to make it a bit more difficult. So some companies might have an X or do not accept. Some companies would have manage. So you would have to go into the settings like this one here, turn off everything and then save. And that's how you would not accept the saving of those cookies there, basically, so that they won't no longer track you. Did that answer your question, Shanti?
Yeah.
All right. Any other question?
No.
Yeah, so that's one website there. Is there any other websites that I can safely go to? Wix. Uh, mm, okay, so this one is not asking for anything. Let me see this one. Mm, no. Alright, but you guys get the idea. Yeah, so that's one advantage there of digital footprint. Um, so that's for a person, but remember, businesses can also make use of it. So businesses and organization, they can make use of this footprint so that persons can see their history of what they're doing and how they've been acting over the years, so that they can say that, look, this is a good company, this is a good organization, they've been doing well over the years. They've been treating the customers well, they've been responding to the customers well. Like for instance, even your messages is also your footprint. So by, like for instance, if your website has like a comment section with customers constantly asking you questions, and over the years we can see that how you were constantly responding to these customers, then that's a good sign that you had a that footprint there is a good sign that you're a good company that is basically having good follow-up and feedback and so on. So that's another advantage there of your footprint. All right, any questions or comments on the opportunities before we go into the pitfalls?
No.
All right, first pitfall, permanent record creation. Who's reading that one?
Permanent records creation, as internet is used to create permanent footprints of documents, images, videos, etc. that are put out there and it is never easy, if at all completely impossible, to retract. or take back these records. Email leaves document trail behind, even if they are deleted from email boxes. Text messages and voice notes, along with videos and pictures once shared, cannot be retracted, and as such, can cause problems in the future or cause great chaos for the parties involved. Be careful of what you post online. These can be harmful in the future. Employers sometimes check social media platforms to find information on job applicants. Also, some schools or universities monitor these.
Good. So now we're looking at the disadvantage. So what are the disadvantage of using digital media? Permanent records creation. What can that do? What is that? What can it do?
Your past and come back and haunt you.
Has it ever happened to you?
No, I don't. You can't really find me on social media, so ah,
But,
and I don't really use it other than for like.
but is social media the only method of creating permanent records? What about those other sites that you're on?
But would they be able to find it if you have like a different username? Would they use your email?
Yes, they can. They would have methods of tracing you.
That's not good.
So, are we concerned?
Her Pinterest is concerned.
Yeah, so you gotta be. You don't have to be completely scared. You just have to be careful because things that you do on the internet basically um, can be permanent, basically. Um, and it's not
I'm
only
guessing like if you're used to like partying and posting videos and then your employer just sees you
right.
how you act.
Right. So that's one of the situations that you have to be careful with, like how you go and party, drink, and then smoke, and how you just be dancing and dressing and things like that, and then the workplace that you're going to work at doesn't want you to be seen in that kind of way, doesn't want you to be seen in that manner, in that state. So they don't want employees like that. So that's one way it can affect you. Um, that those records they can affect your work life. It can affect your school life also because universities and colleges they don't want students to be taking part in those activities. So if they see those kind of things, they could have an effect on you. Expulsion, suspension, things like that. All depends on the policy of the school.
And then there's like stuff you comment,
Right.
like being racist and stuff on the internet, abusing people and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know,
Abusing out people, cussing out people, and it doesn't.
using vulgar words.
It doesn't only have to be vulgar words. It could be what you're saying. Maybe you're too sarcastic with your comments, and your sarcasm is not.
Attitude.
Yeah, and your sarcasm is not very healthy. In that it's always negative. It's always bringing the person down. So that could affect you also. So you just gotta be careful with um, what you type in, what you post in. And like I said, it's not only for social media, it could be for emails. Um, your email could be retrieved even though it was deleted. It's possible to get back emails. It's possible to get back text messages that were deleted, voice notes that were deleted, videos, pictures, all kind of things is possible to get back. Once it's on the internet, it's possible that to get back because you never know. As soon as you post something, somebody somewhere out there already saved it. So even though you deleted it 1 second after, somebody done gone with it already and already sharing it and saving it somewhere. So yeah, so that's the disadvantage there. Digital media can give you permanent records, so it can affect you as a person and it can affect you as a company. So just imagine everything that we just mentioned. Imagine it as a company or organization, how we can bring down that there. Arima, are you okay?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Anyways, material discovery, where the internet allows for information and artifacts to be discovered, and these can be harmful to persons and organizations. Social media discussions can now be used in legal matters of in a court of law. Comments made on social networks can be used by lawyers to discredit a person's or company's case being brought in a court of law.
Yes, comments. What is the issue and what is the disadvantage?
I feel like this can be like how to say it with the law thing is something we always discussing just now, like with them arguments and so on online. Like if your whatever you posted or whatever you said had caused some issue, like maybe I don't know.
Evidence.
Yeah, and it could be used as evidence when like bigger things happen or issue comes up.
Yeah.
And if you are a part of a company and you say this in relating to the company, or any information about the company online in any negative way, they can, kind of like bring down the reputation of the company. So
Good.
that's good.
Good. So they can discover materials to basically use against you. Your messages that you're sending out, your voice notes, your pictures. You said that how you were sick, but then you sent a picture on WhatsApp that how you were at the bar last night. So, and then your same friend screenshot the picture and send it to somebody else, and that somebody send it to somebody else, and the whole company end up knowing that you weren't sick, you were just out partying last night. Yeah. So material discovery. It's very possible for certain information to be discovered and used against you in courts, in certain actions, certain legal actions, and so on. Um, in line with that, also certain secret information could be accessed, could be released. Um, say, for instance, a lawyer. Um, he's in emailing somebody a lot of sensitive information, and he accidentally typed in the wrong email. Now, all that sensitive information got sent to the wrong person, and now some random person on the internet is now just reading all of this sensitive information. So that can have negative effects upon the person or whoever it might have consequences for. Um, Same for a company also. The company might be sending out its its budget, its financial situation. It might be sending it to another branch of its company, or it might be sending that information to the CEO or somebody. But while being sent, maybe the company got hacked, and now the whole world can see this information, or maybe yeah, the wrong person got to see the information, the competitors got to see the information, and they use it against them. So it's very easy for us to access information. It's very easy for information to be discovered, basically, so that it can be used against a person or a company or organization in a negative manner. Any questions or comments?
No.
All right. So, what is the disadvantage now of digital citizenship? Shante,
Hmm?
digital citizenship.
Oh, sorry. Comes with many challenges as persons can use the internet or digital media in an unethical way to bring harm to others. use of the internet or digital media in scamming, trolling, cyberbullying, etc., provides for a negative digital citizenship on a person or a society.
Right. So that's straightforward. The disadvantage of these persons that want to gain digital citizenship is that some of them, their main focus is to use technology in an unethical way. Um, you guys do IT, you know, in the computer science. But have you ever had a situation whereby when persons hear that you're studying IT at CSEC and at CAPE and so on, have you ever had a situation where already asked you if you know how to hack?
This is like the first thing
Yeah.
anybody's asked you, honestly.
Yes, that's the main question they always ask you. And it's usually person who don't know anything about IT, right?
No, but the first thing that comes to mind is that you just learn anything about a computer to hack.
Right. So that's the issue we have today. That's the unethical issue that we have today. That persons, a lot of them, that when they're getting into digital citizenship, when they didn't grow up with technology, but their main focus in adopting technology is learning how to hack. They want to hack somebody's Wi-Fi. They want to hack somebody's phone. They want to hack somebody's Wi-Fi password. They want to get the boyfriend password or the girlfriend password for the phone or the Facebook account and so on. So they want to basically use technology in an unethical manner. And that's the disadvantage of basically digital media that we have today. Because we have persons who try to hack into your account. Anybody ever try to hack into your account? Or yeah, you guys don't have any accounts.
What kind of account?
Your social media. That's the most accounts they would try to hack, your social media accounts.
I don't have social media, so
Yes, I just said that. Um, but yeah, in addition to hacking, they would use social media for trolling, cyberbullying, posting negative comments, like those persons that would use Facebook to comment how they would do this to some politician and do that to this politician, and then that person gets catch. Um, so we know it's cyberbullying, right?
yeah.
Do we know what's trolling?
I have never learned an actual definition for that, but I keep seeing people say, "Oh, this person trolling here, that person trolling."
It's
Isn't it something like? Well, when people bring up the same trolling thing, like what she said, isn't it like when you constantly follow up on like somebody on all their posts, comment on all their posts every time they put up a post, you're there
isn't that
commenting
stalking?
something bad or something?
Isn't that stalking?
That's stalking.
No,
It is.
trolling is not that. Um, Trolling is kind of like how we just say. I just had the thought and I lost it. Um,
Okay.
we have a Guyanese word for it basically, but I can't remember. I just had the thought and I lost it. But hopefully it comes back. So yeah, so trolling is when someone posts or comments online to bait people, which means deliberate provoking an argument or emotional reaction. In some cases, they say things they don't even believe just to cause drama. So people who just say things to cause problems, basically. So they're trying to provoke the person basically by saying certain things. We do it every day. We troll persons every day. You guys must just do it and you don't even realize you're doing it. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
that's what that is.
Huh? Yes, that's what that is. I'm pretty sure y'all do it to one another even. Example of trolling: an internet troll, online bully, deliberately tries to offend, cause trouble, or directly attack people. Posting derogatory terms, Facebook blog on the YouTube videos forum, blah 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 blah.
Would that be like how some users just like call out celebrities just to get a response from them?
Possibility. It all depends on what they're saying. It depends on what they're saying. Mm, how to troll a person. Call your friend pretended to be from a credit card company or collection agency. Confess it's you before your friends get too upset. So basically, do something to upset them, but provoke them into some states. Yeah, but in a negative manner. All right. So yeah, that's what persons use digital media for. So now the pitfall now of digital footprints. So we looked at the advantage. What's the disadvantage now? Arima?
Oh, okay. Digital footprint is very important to create evidence of operations a person does using digital technologies. The manipulation of this information can be harmful, and as such, systems storing digital information or trails of data must be constant and effectively protected from persons who wish to use it negatively.
So we know what is a digital footprint. Can we think of any disadvantage of it?
If it get leaked now, what gonna happen there?
We mean if it a leak.
Well, not really leak. Like if somebody just like stalk you, they get all your information. That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Would it
And
be like they know in like places you don't want them to know you're going?
good. So the wrong person or persons that you don't want to know your interests and your likes, they get to know those things about you. Okay, we can work with that.
Suppose they use it against you, like show up at some place that you don't want to show up.
Mm-hmm. So like those celebrities that they always have a fan that always know everything about them, always stalking them, always know where they're going, what's the next move. And we talked about the targeted ads, how that could be an advantage, the targeted ads. But some persons would even consider that as a disadvantage. That's that's basically them tracking you. They're tracking your actions. They know what you're doing. They know what you're searching. They know what you like. So they don't like that. They don't like the fact that companies know what you're doing on the internet. So that could be an ethical issue there. What are ethical issues now? Shanti?
Ethical issues as internet allows for privacy to be violated and people using the internet to find information. Plagiarism, hacking, privacy, software, video, and music are increasingly becoming quite concerning and awake a wide panic epidemic in the legal marketplace. There are so many gray lines between right and wrong that has been brought about because of digital media and the internet. What is acceptable or appropriate has become hard to define.
Yeah. So what are the ethical issues of using the internet?
So basically, stealing people's stuff,
Mm-hmm. Using it without their consent, taking their work.
impersonating somebody,
Mm-hmm. So like how you always take somebody's assignment and just rearrange it and says you won. No comments.
I object.
Yeah, so it's much easier for you to plagiarize today because you could just go on the internet, copy and paste, and you're done. You finish the assignment, Um, you could easily um, watch movies for free. I'm pretty sure y'all don't pay for any movies, pay for any series,
Not anime.
neither anime. So we're watching all of these things for free, all these movies. You don't pay for music. You just download them for free. Um, you don't buy any software. You just download them for free and use them. So those are the ethical issues today that a lot of these services, the products that we have to pay for, that we have to follow the rules as to how to use them, we do not. We do not follow the rules. We don't go through the legal method of doing certain tasks. We just do what is easier because technology allows us to do it. Now, time consuming. Arima?
Oh, here we are. Yes. Time consuming. Allowing for a great span of time where individuals spend their time on social networks and the internet, and this can be very counterproductive and waste of precious time that could be used better. I agree. Organizations have started providing policies that governs the use of smart devices and the internet at the workplace. Antisocial behaviors can be developed as persons in the family are locked away in their rooms on the internet, allowing for less family time. In schools, in schools, students waste time on the internet during learning hours, wasting electricity and use of computer resources.
Any comments?
They really coddle people in the one.
As they know exactly what's happening. It's not only y'all is do it. It's basically every student, every person in the world is go through it. Because that's the issue with technology. That's the issue with digital media. It's the
Addictive.
addictive, it's accessible, it's available, it's ready, it's
Easy to
everything.
use.
Easy to use. So you can be anywhere, anytime now you get internet. You can be on your phone anywhere, anytime doing anything. You don't have to go home. It's not like in the past where you have to go home and then you're going to find the computer and then go on it. You don't even go home to the computer. The computer is always in your bag now. You just pull out the computer and use it anytime. You don't even need the computer anymore. You're just on your phone all the time, whole day and night. So it's much more easier to be on these devices. And you don't even need the internet in most cases because you just download everything to your phone and put everything on the phone and just be on your phone all the time when you don't have internet. When you do get internet, then is when you expand more.
And then you got them with me backup battery.
God, so you're never out of power. You're always walking with the charger in your bag. Headphones always plugged in. Phone always charging every time you're at home. Phone always charging. So if at any point in time you get blackout, you get 100%. Now, informal discussions. Shante?
Informal discussions, the level of participation in social media based discussion instead of physical meeting can so water down or dilute formal methods of communication. With more persons using online meetings and online socialization, much is lost in the conversation and may lead to ineffective communication if not closely monitored.
Yes. So what is the issue here?
You just die inside your room, locked up, away from humans, but communicating with them.
Okay, we can look at it that way.
It can also be miscommunication as well, because like you're not there speaking, and if someone read your message the wrong way or in the wrong tone,
Mm-hmm.
miscommunication. You could become antisocial. You could
Good.
have social anxiety because you're not used to conversing with people. Then when you have to, you start having a meltdown.
Mm-hmm. Like some of us.
You end up not liking any human interactions at all.
Feature ineffective. Arima,
What? Okay, na. I listened to ya.
but no comments.
No, she covered everything, you know?
What about businesses now? How can informal discussion affect the business organization?
Well, with the miscommunication, there can be, wait, how would you put it? Like fights between coworkers or
You got a conflict between the co-workers.
conflict. That was the word.
Yes,
Yes.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Um, so we have a situation. You guys, you're accustomed to always messaging over social media. You're always accustomed. You're only accustomed to messaging over WhatsApp. Because you guys use WhatsApp. You don't use social media. You use WhatsApp. So you're constantly messaging over WhatsApp, and eventually you're accustomed to type in shorthand. So instead of spelling out good morning, spelling out good day, you type GM and GD. Instead of spelling out thank you, you type TY. And you shorten a whole set of other words instead of typing them. And then how does that affect the person in the long run?
Start writing it.
They start writing it. So exactly. So some persons literally start writing in that way because they don't know how to spell the words anymore. They're so accustomed to typing it shorthand, they don't know how to spell the words correctly anymore, and it affects them when they
There's
got
something you want to type in instead of does the whole word you just type you.
right. So and what end up happening is that when they have to write something professional, when they have to write a letter, when they have to prepare a document, the document is filled with all these short words, and that is not professional. So it can affect the business, it can affect the organization because the document is not professional and it leads to miscommunication. So those are informal ways of communicating. And um, by basically being in this method for a very long time, it can affect us professionally, we can say. All right, so I guess that's the end of all the pitfalls. Mm, what are some of the challenges persons practicing good citizenship face? All right, so we just got a few more questions, and then we're gonna close off for today. So, um, questions. Um, what are some of the challenges persons practicing good digital citizenship must face or address? Question to you guys. We should know what is digital citizenship. We looked at the advantage and disadvantage of it. But what challenges do they have to face? Or are they going to face any challenges?
Oh, they will. One of them is like miscommunication big time because if they can start getting a device and they can be on these platforms and they like me and don't understand Gen Z language, they take it for something else and just go around using the word and don't know what it means.
Yes, so that's the issue. You go on social media and because they're using all these fancy slangs and terms and so on, you don't understand it, so you get miscommunication. Good. That's one challenge.
All the features they got in some of them up, like Discord.
So not understanding Gen Z slangs. Yes. Not knowing how to use the features and tools. Yeah. like Discord, you mentioned a very good example. That's actually one of the reasons why actually never went on to Discord, because although it could be simple to use, um, like just seeing that interface, like for some reason I've never had never wanted to go and try to learn how to use Discord.
It's way too much stuff and it's overwhelming.
Yeah, so it's like a whole big interface. It's like the first time I ever looked at Photoshop, all I saw was like settings all over the place, and I never wanted to open it back again. So, yeah, those persons, they might not know how to use the features and tools. Anything else?
They might not understand what is appropriate to post. Maybe
Good.
they can't post in the location and
Not know what is
personal
appropriate.
information.
Mm-hmm. Good. So they might share their personal information, not knowing that they're not supposed to. Good. Anything else?
Trusting people on social media easily gets scammed.
Good. Can be scammed because those persons is more so persons who don't know anything about technology and how it works. Those are the persons that basically are getting scammed because they don't know that persons can mislead them on the internet. They just trust in everybody. They see the message from KFC, you win a whole bucket of chicken, and they just gone for it.
Or the one with the iPhone.
Because they always wanted the iPhone. So they're very much easily scammed. Good. So, what are governments in the Caribbean doing to ensure persons are aware of the need for good digital citizenship?
Laws.
They're setting up laws. Good.
Would it be like how they're doing all those programs with teaching children how to use computers and stuff?
So,
Educate them.
awareness programs. So, basically, telling them how to use the device, how to properly use it, and so on. Mm, doing laws, awareness programs. Yeah, that would basically be it. Could be more, but what are some positive? Oh, well, we already looked at the positives and negatives of digital footprint. Um, oh, can one's digital footprint be totally erased? Big question. So we know what's the advantage, we know it was the disadvantage. Can we completely erase your digital footprint?
Could you not be tracked if you're on was it incognito or
Yes, you can be.
in private?
Yep.
You can still be tracked?
Yep.
What? I've been lied to?
Oh.
You, you,
Um,
you might.
won't you have to pay a lot of money to get it erased if you want it erased?
So you were never lied to, Shanti. You were well, technically, you were lied to. You were lied to by yourself. Many persons,
I think I read it. So that's why I was thinking that
many
there was
persons make themselves believe that incognito does hide everything.
I don't know, I don't use it, but then I saw it and I was reading the same thing that's there. See
So
your browsing history and whatnot.
now we can browse privately, and other people who use this device,
Oh.
who use this device, won't see your activity. That's the only thing incognito does. Whoever's using this
That's
device
lame.
won't be able to do it. However, downloads, bookmarks, reading list items will be saved. Learn more.
We don't want to learn more. We now know. We won't be using it. How the it wasn't really gonna use to use it.
Okay. Nice cover up. Um, so Chrome won't save the following: your browsing history, cookies and site data, information entered in form, your activity. Now, this is the important part. Your activity might still be available to, visible to the website you visit. They can still see it. Your employer or your school can still see it. As IT students, you should know that your information travels over the network, and anybody monitoring the network can be able to see that information. So, the administrator at your company, even if you open incognito mode, the IT administrator, he can still see the data traveling across the network because they do that to monitor what is happening on their network. So yeah, they can still see what you're searching, what you're typing in, and what you're looking at, and things like that. Your internet service provider, they can always see everything you're doing. Why do you think China and South Korea, they're so controlled?
That's horrible.
Welcome to the world of technology.
But like you need it.
So,
What about the government? Do they get tracked?
the government tracks you. They don't get tracked.
But like when they use it.
Yeah, other governments would track them. Yeah.
Well then I have no argument.
Yeah. So going back to the question, can your footprint be completely erased?
With the right amount of money, yes.
So
What about if you're in the movies and then there's those hackers when you the ones that actually know how to hack?
I would argue that it's basically a yes and no situation. That yes, it technically can. Um, it's a yes and no situation. Because yes, it technically can if you have enough money to hire the right amount of persons to hack into every computer and ensure um, nothing for you is saved, or you blow up an entire country and ensure that country doesn't have any more computers with information on you. Then yeah, it's possible to totally erase your footprint. But then it's also not possible to completely erase your footprint. Can you think of any way it's not possible?
Well, it because multiple servers have it. Your service provider, the person,
But
the,
say we destroy all the servers
isn't it gonna be floating around somewhere?
in space
Yeah.
or in the air, like data in the air or data in the cloud.
In the cloud.
In the cloud. So some person would still store your data offline. So that could be an issue. And that's how they ensure that they keep your data. So when they want to ensure that they keep something for you permanently, they are common sense. They know that once they take it offline, even if you hack into the system, you can't access it because you can't jump from their computer to something offline, something that's disconnected to from the computer. So once you save it offline, there's absolutely no way for you to completely erase it unless you blow up the person's house or country or so on. Yeah, so it's a yes or no. It depends on who has your data and if you can get back access to all of that data. Mm. All right. So the last thing we're going to look at, confused text. Um, Not sure why this is a part of this objective, but yeah, they added it in. So basically, um, it's basically a technique also. So this could be one reason. In some logos, they would have like a hidden information inside of it. Like for instance, like what? Like Toblerone. Toblerone's logo. It has a um, hidden image inside of it. You guys know what's Toblerone?
Yeah, but I can't remember what hide. What they hide.
So their logo,
It's the bear.
yeah, the bear and the on the mountain. So they have a bear in the mountain. So other companies would try to do that. They would try to make messages or slogans or logos with hidden information inside of it. So this is just an idea as to that. Like for instance, this first one here. What do you think the first one means?
I don't know. I see and I said to see.
So how much
What it?
C's, how much C's are you seeing?
Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. Oh, that's so confused. So much brain cells to process. Oh my gosh.
Do you know what that means?
I don't know. I know it's a brand tablet they use by, but
Seven
yeah.
C's, or it could be the seven C's of the world. All right, so that's basically the first
I'm
one, seven
confused.
C's. So either the seven C's of the world or maybe the company. What do you think is number two?
I see some. I mean, they're saying level, but the thing that they're level, so me know what they're trying to tell you.
So it's on level.
Wow, you see, these things are so confusing. They take up so much of my brain cells.
Number three, count how many give and get there are.
For, 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 forgive and forget. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
I can't remember number four. Alphabet, A to Z.
Alphabet, yeah.
All right, number five. Seems Shantae's not getting any.
Hmm? What we doing?
Oh,
We're guessing what them thing this mean.
Why?
Because it's confusing. Town, like a town. I can't see nothing else other than dog.
what's the direction?
Downtown.
Up, up, down, up, down.
Downtown
Oh, okay.
is going down. Number six.
Lucky? Loki?
Yeah, but why is there a space inside of it?
Is Chinese?
Mm,
Loose space key. Yeah.
loose space key.
Or is it Lucky Space?
Lucky space. Is that a thing?
I don't know. I'm just guessing here. I don't know what we are doing, honestly. Or why are we doing this? I just. participate in.
Why we're doing this is because, as I mentioned before, certain businesses and organizations, what they would do is try to put hidden messages inside of certain logos and words, symbols, and so on. Like the Toblerone logo that has a beer inside of it with a mountain, and that has some sort of meaning. Logos with hidden meanings. Why is my internet so slow? Yeah, apparently Toyota spells out Toyota. The symbol Toyota spells out Toyota.
That is clean.
Pinterest, piece of
It's a
pin.
pin.
Tour de France, hidden shape of a cyclist. Uh, I had to figure it out. Took me a while.
That's a
Why
C.
he riding it like he looked like he falling down?
Yeah,
Technically,
but yeah,
that's how you're supposed to ride
yeah,
cycling.
yeah. FedEx has an arrow inside of it. Tabaron has the beer. What burn?
The bear name burn.
The B in Beats. B headphone. What? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, Amazon goes from A to Z.
It looked like a face with headphones, you know.
B equal headphones.
The smiley face and then the B is like
Oh,
a
it's
headphone.
yeah. Oh,
Once.
yes, yes, that's it. So a person's face, and the B is a headphone on the person's face head. Um, Amazon's name A to Z, indicating that it's selling items, all items. Baskin Robbins, 31 flavors. Formula One. The number one can be seen between the white F. Oh, look, one is here. And the red waves. Y'all seen the one?
Yeah.
Hyundai, two persons.
Probably the owners.
I think it was that. London Symphony Orchestra logo. LSO. Head. The letters LSO, button, and head. I'm seeing an octopus.
Oh no, it might be the one conducting the thing with the little wand and
Yes.
conducting.
I was gonna say that.
It's called a button.
And not an octopus.
Quicksilver, the logo, stylized version of the famous woodblock print, the Great Wave of Kanagawa. Yeah, but you guys get the idea. What is Levi? The Levi's batwing forms the shape of the pocket on a pair of Levi's. Does it? Anyone here got Levi's?
No.
Me seeing it.
Sony Ericsson, SE, 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 SE. It's a combination of S and E. Yeah, that's basically the idea there. And some of these images here have hidden meaning inside of them. Um, so like number 11, 6 feet under ground. Um, what else? Number 15 is crossroads. What else can I remember? under touch. 21 is under touch, untouched, something like that. 23 is Jack in the Box. Um, 24 could be growing economy. What's up 8? Up 8, up 8. Um, yeah, that's basically the idea. All right, so that brings us to the end of that objective there. Any questions before we close? Any questions, comments?
None.
All right, if no questions, that is it for today. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. Good afternoon, sir.